Peace. Peace. Hello, you. Welcome back to the live, everybody. We are all back in the village. Stephanie's parents are taking a little day trip or a couple day trip. They are on their way to Nandi. That's going to be really unnecessary.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't do that. Just fix the loudest thing.
Really?
Your mic is the wrong way around. And so we just got back to the village today, and we're going to do this. The kids wanted to join us for the intro, and we're going to record a live and a podcast with this beautiful chainsaw in the background. So thank you guys very much for joining. Thank you for your questions. And yeah, how was the last couple of weeks, boys?
Good.
Yeah?
It was perfect.
Yeah?
Perfect.
Yeah.
What did you get up to the last couple of weeks?
I did
Where were you?
We were at Green Fiji Plantation.
Green Fiji Plantation.
And then where were you in Sabsabu? On the beach? Hanging out with the pool? Yeah? What was the best part of the last couple of weeks with Grandma and Grandpa?
I missed the view, eh?
He did.
Yeah, what happened?
Missed the view.
He forgot about memory. I think he was sleeping.
Lift up your mic. You have to put your mic up.
I lie. I think he was sleeping.
He was sleeping? Yeah, he was sleeping. Kuru was supposed to be with us, but
I think he was sleeping.
he missed out.
Mimi.
So, the weather wasn't great. Of course, the couple days into our time in Sabsabu, the weather turned and it was like windy and rainy the last couple weeks. But I'm not bitter about that at all. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Did you guys enjoy not sweating?
Yeah, for a few days.
Yeah.
And you? Did you like not
I was
sweating?
so hot today.
You were? Now that we're back in the village, it's so hot, eh?
Yeah. Senga guys. Okay, I have a couple questions for you guys.
Okay.
You guys ready? Huh? You're only gonna answer 2 questions? Alright,
Then
alright.
I'm gonna see this.
Okay, alright. I had a couple questions I wanted to ask you guys about life. Yeah, okay. If you had a wish that only lasted one day, what would you wish for?
100 days? 100 days at
If you have to hold up your mic like this.
I'd book $1 million and buy everything.
Yeah, but you only have one day.
1 day to spend it.
Yeah. I don't think money is the best use of one day. You can do anything you want for one day. What would you do?
No,
Would you just spend it with
on my Xbox, baby.
You don't have an Xbox. But you would get an Xbox? Really? Okay. I don't know if that's the best one day wish I've ever heard.
Yeah, me too.
What would you do?
Uh,
What if we all went spearfishing together?
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That would suck.
Oh, that wouldn't be your idea? Have a good time?
Yeah.
No? What would you want to do together?
Volleyball.
Volleyball?
Oh.
Not that I didn't pick that.
You know what I bet you guys would love to do? Go to the best water slide park in the world for one day.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Huh?
Yeah. I'll pick that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll pick
Okay.
it. One slide is the best. I love you.
Last question before you guys leave, all right? What do you think about a lot?
Sevenaya, what
I
do you
think
think
about our family.
Wait, say it in the mic.
I think about our family.
And what about our family? What about our family do you think about?
It's like being safe from idiots.
No. Okay. Well, that's
a good
good.
thought.
That's good. And Seva, what do you think about a lot? Can you sit up so we can all see you? what do you think about?
You just think about playing and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Or eating? What do you think about? What do kids think about? You're 5 years old.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about right before we did this podcast?
Sleeping.
Do you get stressed or worried about anything?
Yeah.
Like what is the worst thing that you have to do every day? that you just hate doing? Like when you have to go to bed, do you just hate going to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to not like going to bed when I was a kid. That used to be the worst part of my day, was having to go to bed.
But Sava, you're so good at going to bed. You can just close your eyes and go to sleep.
Do you guys get stressed about going to bed? Like when it's time to go to bed, do you ever get like, oh, I know that I'm going to have to go to bed soon?
You don't see me, but I'm hype, bruh. I just want to punch somebody's face.
When?
Like when punching books.
Okay, I think we need to let them go.
It's just overly hyperactive.
Okay, you guys go play with the kids
Don't punch anybody.
in the face.
What about
All right. Thank you guys.
Okay, love you, boys.
Go play.
Have fun.
Oh, one more.
I know.
No.
You're
Time to go.
so excited
One
to see your
more,
friends.
What do you want to say?
I know, right?
Okay,
Thank
go.
you for the live and podcast.
Okay, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Have fun. Say goodbye.
Bye-bye. I'll never see you again.
Okay.
All right, have fun. Am I in?
Then you
Yeah.
see the podcast.
Sometimes they're in the mood, sometimes they're not. They
And
wanted
also,
the
like,
podcast.
it's risky giving them a mic.
They can fire off.
Yes. Like, you know, this is like another level of like showing off and being like cool. And at 5
How do you feel about,
and
like,
7,
Kids
don't
being
know.
on social media.
well, like being filmed on social media,
Yeah.
or
Because I know a lot of people that are uncomfortable with it.
yeah, I think like it's fine as long as like you get their permission and it's something they want to do. And if they don't want to do it, then they don't do it. Like they're kids. And that like if we get benefit from it, that they get to enjoy that benefit or they get to
Yeah.
also benefit from it.
Yeah.
So I think yeah. I think it has to be a natural thing for them. It has to be fun. I think if it's work, I don't agree with young kids having a full-time job.
Right.
I think it's one
Yeah,
thing to
yeah,
go
yeah, for
earn
sure.
money like for a day. It's another thing
Yeah.
to like have to perform. What'd
Yeah.
you forget, honey?
Forgot, like, my mom's clothes and Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, you take that.
Oh.
Try and catch again. So you just have to use the thing now.
Okay, okay.
Oh, this one, the small one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Maybe I'll just clip it.
Mine's in?
Yeah, yes.
All right. Sweet. Sorry, guys. Having some technical difficulties.
It's fine now. I get
In
to
our bush studio.
hands free.
I think something must have happened with the cords.
Yeah, I think with the kids, they're just messing with them.
Yeah.
That was a little aggressive.
But whatever. We're back.
Yeah. What about you?
Feels... What?
What do you think about the kids being online?
Yeah, I mean, I have thoughts about it. Like, sometimes I'm torn about it. I think one thing that I just don't like it when... Or one thing that I'm challenged with, and it's not like a valid reason to do something, but I don't like when the, like, all of, like, maybe people who put their kids on the internet, or the majority of them aren't Christians.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, we see what it looks like for a lot of like people who don't know Jesus to live life as a family and, do things. Not that they're doing bad things, but it's like, okay, well, what does it look like on social media where a family does love Jesus and goes about their life? Like, we don't do like things a lot different than, say, a secular person, but like we do things in a way that we believe aligns with like our values and what we think Jesus wants us to do.
Yeah.
Just in the same way, like me and you sometimes have like sex conversations on here, or like taboo conversations. But it's like I just don't think like why, like if we as Christians are like, oh, sex is a gift from God to be enjoyed in the confines of marriage, then like why shouldn't we get to talk about it?
Yeah.
Or why is the only people that I understand like there is like things stay in the bedroom and like we don't reveal like everything about sex, but like I don't know why like the secular world would get like full dibs on having those conversations.
Yeah, I agree. And I guess like relating back to kids, like I think the only concern I have for our children with all of this is within Fiji, like they're quite popular. And I would say the thing that's hard for me is not when we're here and we're like filming or doing stuff because that's all with their permission. It's actually when we're out in public and people don't give our kids their like space, or they come up and just kiss them and they're a stranger, or come like touch them. I think like that is hard for me because I kind of want to like smack somebody's hand. You know, when they're like just touching your kid and like your child's like, who is this? Like, it must be kind of freaky for them.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah.
I just like after a while, like I get a little bit protective, and I think that's hard for people on the other like side to understand. Like if we have people come up to us, especially when we're in Suva, it gets to be a lot, and I get pretty like stressed because I can see that they're stressed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a great like experience, and like when it's John and I, it's fantastic, and
Oh,
half
yeah,
the time it's
yeah,
fantastic
sure.
with the kids, but when it becomes too much, then it becomes overwhelming for me even more than the kids because it's my responsibility to like keep them safe, not physically even as much as just emotionally.
Right.
You know, like you don't want them to feel like people are just bombarding them and they're not safe, you know, to go walk outside or like they have no boundaries.
Yeah.
So that's kind of hard. And we do ask, like, just so everybody knows, if you ever want a photo with our kids, come ask. That's great. But I do ask them if they want to take a photo with you, and sometimes they will say no. So don't be shocked if we're like, nope. Sorry.
Yeah, because we leave it up to them.
You could take photos with us all day, but sometimes they're going to say no if they're done. And that's part of, like, our boundary
Internal
for them.
agreement.
Yeah, so they can say no, and we will shut you
As
down.
their managers.
Well, as their parents, we will
Yeah.
shut it down, and like you guys can be offended, but it's not because of you. It's because we've put our kids in this position. We have to give them that like autonomy to be saying like, I don't want to be touched. I don't want a photo. I don't want this, and we have to respect that. And so do you. So
Yeah.
that's kind of just something like, don't be shocked if I'm like, you can take a picture with me, but you definitely, and I know you don't want a picture with me as much as you want a picture with the boys, but that's
Yeah,
what you get.
definitely not. Definitely not.
You're like, what?
All right, I guess like
got
sometimes
ripped- I
people
got
are like,
ripped
we want to take a picture with these two kids, and me and you just like, okay, come, and we just stand behind the kids. They're like, okay.
Yeah,
I
because
guess
they're
you
just more
guys-
comfortable with us.
Oh
being
yeah, for
there.
sure. Yeah.
We're just, and they're like, oh, but I don't really want you in the photo. You can like see it in their face sometimes, and you're like,
Sorry.
well, it is what it is. I'm not like trying to be in your photo.
Yeah.
I actually am just doing this because my kid wants me to.
Exactly.
So yeah, just always try.
I-
Photo bombing. Okay, yeah, what's up?
Is there any anybody on live?
Yeah, just everybody saying hello. It's good to see you guys back again.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, it's been a year of visits. Like my parents were here in January for 6 weeks with my friend Dawn, and then Stephanie's sister was, or then
Yeah.
Stephanie's best friend was here from Canada. Then her sister was here, and then now
Other way around.
Stephanie's parents are here.
Hello,
And
everybody.
so, yeah, it's just been a year full of.
Okay, guys, we are
Visits.
filming, so you guys go get your things.
Who's trying to pump the
Okay.
This just says how radiant, how gorgeous you are looking. Very beautiful today, Steph.
Oh, it's the earrings.
It is the
'Cause I
earrings.
never wear
Wow, wow.
Wanga says hi.
Hey, Wanga.
Hi.
Wanga from
Yeah.
that place where we stayed. Remember in Green Fiji? You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Remember Wanga?
Okay.
Wanga and Jim.
Wanga's gonna be here in like a week.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Wanga. We just play games with
Yeah,
each other.
he's just being annoying.
Yeah. Because Stephanie actually doesn't really remember people and names very well. No, people well, but names not very well.
I don't.
Especially Fijian names. She's like, Wanga, who's
Oh,
Wanga?
I'm sorry, but it's like my name in Fiji. Everybody looks at me like I'm making up some like wild, weird name.
Yeah, true.
And they're like, sorry, what is it? So I feel the same way about their names sometimes. Especially if they're really long, I'm like, and then I'll ask twice, and then
No,
sometimes
Sam,
I
can
can't
you bring that
pronounce
here,
it.
please?
And it's the worst because you don't want to ask a third time. Like, you're like, okay. And then I just never know. And then I just pretend to know because I don't want to be rude. And I don't know what's ruder, but I just go with that one.
Sorry, guys. We have like a group of kids that have
Nice.
showed up, pumped their ball.
We are
Oh, it's a McDonald's ball. Did somebody give this to you? Well, nice.
No, who gave it to him?
Who? Oh, no, don't do that, please.
Keep talking.
Oh, sorry, I'm just distracted by everybody. We have crowds of shy people. Off the video? No way, don't do that. So while we were on holiday, we had two of the boys come out. Hey? And we swam in the pool and ate hamburgers, had hot showers. We all like the hot showers. And I heard, okay, so one day I walked in the bathroom and the whole floor was like a swimming pool in there, sopping wet. And then Aliki told me that they were all sitting in the shower for like
For
an
1
hour in the hot water. Okay, bye. That's funny.
All from Japan.
Bula.
Cool.
Bula, everybody.
Cool.
For those of you just listening to the audio, sorry, it's just so random. There's so much noise. It's just a bunch of kids showed up to pump up a rugby ball because this is our studio. Soon, the kids will be gone and it'll just be me and you.
Just years down the road, so depressing.
Actually, hello to Japan and all the people in Japan.
I would love to go to Japan. That was like on my like bucket list.
Yeah.
On my 30th birthday, we were trying to plan something, and we were talking about going to Japan. And
Oh, yeah, right.
We
Yeah.
just like couldn't take the leap at the time. Like we were like, we should just do it, but it was so hard to like.
We should have just done it.
Should have just done it.
But-
We were, you know how like you hesitate, and then you kind of just go, ah.
I don't hesitate. Maybe
Okay,
just
you hesitate so much.
I read this thing today, I read it after I listened to a podcast that was talking about it. But the guy was saying he just had this realization, and the way he said it was like mind blowing to me.
What?
He said, like when you have young kids, all the years before the age of 4, most kids don't remember anything.
Yeah.
So those memories that you have are just for you as a parent.
Yeah.
And they're just
true.
gifts that only you get to have. I was like, whoa, because
That's nice.
I've always thought about, the age, because I really, myself, my first vivid memory is at 4 years old. And before that, I don't remember anything. And so I've just been like, well, it's too bad that my son just won't remember. Like Seva, say for instance, like he's just starting to remember things. So like
Yeah.
all these things that we've done, like he won't have any memory of, and
No.
that's so frustrating because
Well,
we've done
but
so many cool things.
The
But
nice thing is he has video.
yeah, but he has video. But like those things are actually special. Those moments that your kids won't remember because they're just for you, just for me as a dad, just for you as a mom.
Yeah, like I have a very few memories when I was really young. Most of my memories actually span around like 10 to 12 years old. That's kind of like, I have like little memories of like when I was really young. Like just like a few tiny, like probably 5 altogether, under 10, that are actually mine, that are not from photos.
Remember it from in the womb?
No.
Huh?
No. Not at all.
No?
Definitely no. Thank goodness for that.
Like Terrence Howard on the Joe
Actually,
Rogan
like,
podcast last
you
week
ever- if
or
you
2
ever-
weeks ago.
If you actually remembered.
Rogan is like, did you hear that?
No.
Rogan was like, what's your first memory? He's like, in my mother's womb.
Oh, the guy's on
I remember
some heavy drugs.
waking up, opening my eyes, closing them again, opening my eyes again, and I had a friend, and I was looking at my hand, and then I closed my eyes, and I opened my eyes again, and it was very tumultuous, and it was the time that my mother was birthing me, and it was stressful, and then I closed my eyes, and I opened my eyes again, and I was in her arms, and I'm like, dude,
You're crazy.
yeah.
I'm so glad we don't remember that. That would be
Dude.
like, traumatizing. That would be.
That's why Rogan is so good at the podcasting game, because like he has conversations with people like that, and he
Yeah.
kept it going for like 3 hours. It just like he wasn't like, yes, I believe you, whatever. He just was like just very inquisitive about. Really? Oh, okay.
I don't think
How
I
does
could
make you feel?
entertain that conversation.
You're like, I'm out.
I feel like, you nuts.
You're crazy.
Or you just kind of like humor. I guess you humor that person, but like it'd be really hard for me to ask them like smart questions because I'd be thinking about how dumb they were. Or like, do you know what I mean? Like I'd be like, you're crazy. That's all I could think about. I don't know if I could like pull myself away from that thought to actually like dive into that conversation.
Yeah. That'd be. You'd be like, okay, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
They went deep
Just be a
though.
little
Is there any
baffled.
comments on the live?
Remember from the womb, Billy with Joseph Pickering. Normally, hey,
Hey Norm.
glad to see Steph on the live.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Thank you for
So special.
gifting us with your beauty and presence.
Mm-hmm.
The beauty of your presence.
Okay.
And the presence of your beauty.
Just hope in the Philippines. Watching from Philippines.
Wow. Crazy. Philippines.
He says, I remember when I was still a sperm indent.
Oh, really? That was quite the race, eh? Yeah. Like friggin' Usain bolted it to the egg.
Yeah. How
That
did
guy?
you win that one?
Huh? It was, I'd say
At
it's
least
probably
Jay's
like
laughing. John never laughs at my jokes.
60% luck,
Funny.
probably 30% skill, 10% educated power and will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably 5% pleasure, 50% pain. And then I was just like, you know what? There was a bunch of other sperm behind me, and I was just like,
quoting the Rock song. Is that,
okay, I
is that
saw
what
the
he's
egg, and I'm
doing?
like, 100% reason to remember the name. Let's go, baby.
Is that the Rock's little song?
No, that's, what is it? 10% pleasure, 50% pain,
I thought that's the Rock.
100% educated power and will. Oh, I can't remember the percentages.
Michael Phelps would outswim Usain Bolt.
True. Okay, fair enough.
That's really funny.
Is that Linkin Park?
I said, hold on.
Okay, guys in the comments, you guys gotta help us out. What song is that from?
Yeah, John's lyrical masterpiece.
Yeah. Oh, frick, that's bothering me. Anyways.
Okay.
Well,
don't worry
so your
about
parents have been here?
Yeah,
What's
it's
happened,
been
like-
really nice. We were all worried that it was going to be too hot in Fiji for my dad because my dad, when we were kids, had something called encephalitis where your brain swells and it causes either like vegetable state, death, or severe memory loss. And when you have brain trauma at all, you struggle to like deal with excessive heat. And he just has also like this uncanny knack to catch like rare diseases and get sick. So we're all a little bit worried about him being hot. That's why we haven't stayed in the village the whole time. I wanted to find somewhere that had electricity so we could have fans and we could just make sure he had like somewhere where he could be cool at night. So they are staying the last week in the village starting on Monday. But the weather has been like weirdly cold. Like,
Well, Sabu, we don't live in Sabu, and that's where we were for the last few weeks. We rented a house there, and
yeah, but even
it's been cool.
it's like warm.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's still chilly. Like my toes are cold right now.
Yeah. This is the evening, though. If you were out on the farm with me today, you would have been sweating.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah.
You should join
I'm not
me.
ready for that. I've been like at room temperature like the best. I've had the best month. This last month has been great. What are you staring at?
Your mic.
Oh.
It's bothering me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Linkin Park.
Okay, no, that's
Linkin Park?
It's not comfortable.
Yeah, Linkin Park.
Yes. Linkin Park.
Oh.
Called it, baby. And my percentages are way off.
Yeah, we've been really living like this like weird life of luxury all month. Like we went to like Green Fiji Plantation. And we've been like diving and we've been staying at these really cute houses and stuff.
Diving.
Yeah, a little bit.
Once.
No, we went we went snorkeling in Taviuni.
Yeah.
And then we went a couple times here.
Yeah.
John's really mad because he
Really
like
mad.
worked up the courage to ask our friend to borrow his little boat because like we don't really like asking that kind of stuff, but my dad really likes fishing. And then
And spearfishing.
And then I was like, you know what? Let's ask him if we can bring it over to the bay and moor it there. And he was so cool and like generous about
Yeah.
it and let us use it. But like the day
Unbelievable.
that we brought it over, it was just like windy
The wind
and
picked up.
blustering. And then the guys had to pull the boat out of the water, so we only got to use it like 2 times.
2 times. And so like asked him for the boat, and so I would have to go into Sabu, half an hour every time we wanted to go get it. And then finally Steph asked him if we could just keep it on our side on a mooring that was available just close to the house. And then he said yes graciously. We brought it over. This next day we had to take it out of the water, and it just sat by the house for
Just
the
sat
next 2
by
weeks.
the house, and I was like, oh, I just imagined this like holiday so much different with my parents. Like I thought we were gonna be out diving and fishing every day.
Yeah,
And
and
like
snorkeling.
and like give them this really crazy ocean adventure. That's
was
kind of what
just
I was like
misery.
imagining for them. And also, John was imagining that for himself.
Maybe.
Okay, actually, let's talk about this. We got in the biggest fight, quite a big fight, actually. It didn't last that long, but we got in a really big fight because we went out spearfishing together, and I forgot my fins. And I asked John, he jumped in the water. I said, how's the current? Because in the ocean current, if you don't have fins, you can get swept away and it's hard to get back to the boat. And I'm a good swimmer, but it's tiring when you have your gun and you don't have fins. So he said, no, the current's not bad. So, okay. So I'm getting set up and John jumps in and he just like rips away. And by the time I get in, he's like from
30 meters away.
You're so far, yeah. And so I'm like trying to catch up with you. And I'm a much faster swimmer than John is, so I'm like gaining on him even though he has fins. But he's still swimming away from me. And so I'm kind of like, I'm getting tired because I'm like going extra hard to catch up to you. And then I'm starting
You can't
yelling.
use your hands because you have a gun.
I've got a gun, so I'm like using one hand, you know. And then finally I'm like start yelling because I'm like, I'm going to drown out here because I'm like trying so hard to keep up to John. I'm terrified of the ocean. And I only go when I have like someone around me because it gives me fake confidence that I will not die like a horrible death in the ocean. And so I'm yelling at John and he finally waits for me.
Okay, guys, I'll be right back after this session's over.
This is a good story. Yeah, you can rip John apart right this after. And then I tell John, okay, we can't be out here too much longer because I'm getting tired. And there's no ladder to get in the boat. And I don't have fins on, so I was worried I couldn't get in the boat without his help. Okay? So he said, okay, 2 more dives. Okay, 2 more dives. It's fine. I can wait. No fins. I'm just treading water, waiting for him. And my goggles get foggy, so I'm holding my gun in my legs and one arm trying to fix them. And so I was getting kind of tired. And then he dives. He freaking goes all the way around the reef. Like, I couldn't find him, and it's wavy out. And so I'm like yelling, John, where are you? John!
Which you never do, because like you can never hear anybody anyways.
Yeah, but like, I couldn't find you. And the boat was like so far away.
Yeah, but the current pulls you back to the boat.
No, it was...
Yeah, we were swimming against the current, and the return trip was much easier.
I don't know. Yeah. I was really tired. And then I was swimming towards the boat, and I started panicking because I was like, I'm so scared because I don't like swimming alone. I can't even see John, and all I'm thinking is like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. There's something that's going to eat me. And I start panicking, and I was like, okay. And then I get to the boat, and then I go, oh my gosh, I don't think I can get up here. And I throw my gun in, and then I'm like, okay. And the only thing that got me into that boat was sheer fear of sharks.
Really?
Oh, it was so hard to get up there. And then I almost like... The boat literally went almost underwater. Like I was like half a centimeter away from like the water just pouring in because you have to go to the edge.
Boat.
It's a little tin boat. It's not meant for you just to like self get into. And so I almost like sunk the boat trying to get in, but I didn't care because I was like, I may die. The shark may come for me. And then finally John came to the boat and I was so mad. And he was like, you're so dramatic.
Women.
Yo.
Women.
You
were so angry?
I was so angry. And you were like, you're such a drama queen. And I was like, oh, no. And then we had this big fight. And I was like, we are never owning a boat.
Did we go all the way back to the marina together?
Yeah, and we were fighting the whole way.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's so bad. And I was so angry. And then you only said sorry, I think, because I was like, we're never buying a boat.
Well, obviously. I don't care about actually fixing the problem with you. I just want a boat.
You were like, okay.
I'm joking.
I feel like it's like 50-50. Like, you don't want to fight with your wife because you do love me, but also you were like, I do want a boat in the future.
Oh, definitely.
Nobody says, don't worry about the shark. They are man-eaters.
Yeah. It's funny. Good. Better him than me.
Do they see her and they're like, whoa, man.
Wow.
Yeah?
Oh, no.
All right, no? No, I like that. Oh, whoa, man. Whoa, man. I like that one. That one is sweet.
Okay, you and Norm just need to like go to like a diner that has like
dad joke diner.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Fort Minor. Remember?
Oh, Fort Minor. That's right. You're right. It is Fort Minor. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Shoot.
About your song?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Fort Minor. That's right.
I've never even heard of that band.
What?
No.
We should play the music and get
No.
copyrighted.
Yeah, we always do anyway.
We do need to. That was too bad because that would have been like our only time that it would have just ever been me and you on a boat spearfishing together, and like we forgot your
And
fins.
it could have been good.
Yeah.
Never. Okay, so I guess the moral of the story is never ditch me in the ocean, or I will. Freak out at you.
Yeah, because usually when we go diving together, like say me and Mike, or we're with Alan, like usually go in the direction together, and then like you'll get a bit split up, then you'll come together, and then you'll like because you'll dive and the guy will keep swimming, and then
Yeah, but I
you know.
didn't have fins on.
No,
so-
I know, and that was the problem. So that's my bad for
And
sure.
also,
and I
like-
own that, and I would like to
I
apologize.
kept watching you dive
that.
down, and the only reason I came with you is because you wanted to dive solo, and I was like, well, that's not safe. And then I came out with you, but I realized, like, the depths that you were going to, without fins, there's not a chance on this blessed earth that I could ever save you. And so I was just kind of watching you, going like,
You just want to shoot me, don't you?
we heard this like story where some guy was like, I don't know what happened, but he passed out or something way under the ocean, and his friend above shot him in the leg and pulled him up. And that's
'cause his friend
literally
was
the
the
game
person-
plan for me too. Because I'm like,
I do actually really think like Stephanie really wants to shoot me in the leg one day with her spear gun.
I think I just like watch you dive down there and go, I couldn't dive that deep, so I would have to shoot you. That's what I think now. Like, and I always think, is my aim good enough?
But here's the thing. Here's
probably not.
Here's kind of the situation that we came up with, though. The problematic situation is I'll just be diving one day, and I'll go down. I'll find like a nice sandy spot, and I'll just be laying there, just waiting, because I will have seen a fish, and I'll just be waiting, just laying on the bottom of the ocean, and then all of a sudden Steph will be like, "Oh, he's dead," or like something's not right, and she'll just like come up from behind, just shoot me in the back. And I'll be
you in
like,
the
"Dude,
back."
come on! I was waiting for a fish," and she's just
Shoot
like
you in the
calling me
leg,
up.
honey.
Okay, well, I hope so. I
Yeah.
do have big legs.
Yeah,
Or in the butt. You can't miss my butt.
you can't miss the butt.
Yeah, somebody commented about but
Yeah? Where?
like on the YouTube video, the vlog.
Oh, really?
They said Fijians have a really big butt.
Yeah.
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 It's like, oh yeah, just your butt.
Yeah, we got big butts. I'm a big guy, and I just have a normal butt for a big guy. Like, Tui has a big butt, too.
No.
You're bootied up.
No.
You are.
This is the funniest thing. I just want to film Tui's face when John says that. The horrifying, like the eyes are just
Tui's
like,
bootied up.
oh dear. It's really
All
funny.
right. I mean, Tui's skinny, but she's got booty. The booty patootie over here.
Oh, it just keeps
The
going.
Tui, the booty patootie.
Oh, that's your new Twitter name.
Oh, yeah. Tui _the booty patootie.
Okay.
Oh, okay, we're clipping that one
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
social media, Tui.
For those of you who don't know,
It's funny.
we got a little booty
I love
patootie
it.
out of.
It's
All right.
hilarious.
But yeah, that was fun. I like when we were like going out up until the moment we realized we forgot your fins. I was like, oh, this is cool. They gave me like
yeah.
real like camping vibes from when we used to live
Yeah.
in Canada. Like, oh, me and you going and doing something together that we're both like, this is simple, but this is really fun. Like,
Well, and,
was like,
and
okay.
we don't do that much anymore because we don't have anyone to watch the kids when we want to go diving, so we bring them. And then I'm like the babysitter in the ocean.
yeah,
And, like, it's fun, and they need to learn, but I don't get to practice that much, so I still really suck.
yeah, you do. But
And I only catch like little baby fish.
whatever, you're learning.
I know, but
I still suck, dude. I suck compared to most of the guys I go
yeah,
with.
but
Like,
yeah, well,
suck.
you go with people that go every day.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's not comparable.
Whatever. But that gave me, I'm like, okay, the boat needs to happen.
Yeah, as long as you learn some like basic life safety skills, then we can own a boat.
Yeah. And actually, I need to get my
John's
my
not that
boatmaster.
safety conscious, to be honest.
I need to get my boatmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and he had a chance to do it too, and then you just like,
I've had a bunch of chances to do it and a couple of times to do
For
it for free.
free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
but we're just busy doing other things.
yeah, it's just offered to you, and then you were just like, oh.
What simple things that we do, like, bring you the most joy?
In Fiji or like just in life in
Just
general?
in life in general.
I just love purchasing like a really small random item that is unnecessary in my life. I like that.
Like, you like impulse buying?
Like just something small, not expensive, because that actually stresses me out to buy something expensive. But like let's say for example, you like bought the other day like a grog cloth,
I did.
and you were
New
stoked.
grog cloth,
You
baby.
were so excited about
Oh, I saw it.
it.
I'm like, I'll get one. And then actually, okay, then I thought it said I thought it had $1.50 on it.
Okay.
And then I gave him $5. He's like, $5.50. I'm like, oh shoot.
You flinched at the 50 cents.
No, I just didn't have any change on me.
Oh,
I
funny.
was like, I had 200s in my pocket. I was like, I like went like this, so like, You can take 100. And he's like, no, it's okay.
Oh, that's funny.
You like said no to the 50 cents because you would have to give me change.
Change. Well,
That's so funny.
I would do that too in Fiji because it's such a pain. Like to get change here is
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah.
So he was right.
So
But that
impulse
kind
buys.
I like that. That doesn't even happen very often.
No, and the best
I-
part about like if you need to do some impulse buying, just keep it cheap.
Just keep it
Get
cheap,
something like
a grog
yeah, the
cloth.
grog cloth. Yeah.
Or like a hair clip that you don't actually need, but it was like $2 and it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Or like a flower.
Because usually I'm like big on the no impulse buying.
Yeah.
But if your impulse buying can be like under $5,
Yeah,
then, like,
but it can't be
go
all
buy
the
some.
time. It only can be like every few months. Like,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to go out and do that more often.
yeah,
But that I just like that because sometimes you're like,
you get out of your system.
I needed like something to spice up my life.
Yeah.
What else do I like? Actually now we're starting to play squash.
Yeah.
With our friends, and I love that. That's been great.
Yeah.
Like going out and doing like some
Something?
like exercise, but it's like fun, like it's a sports thing. Oh man, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not even good. Like I'm very mediocre at best. I have no like fast twitch skills. I can play, but you have to like
Whatever. It's just fun though.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Sweating.
Yeah. That's fun. What about you?
What simple things do we do together?
Oh, together? I don't feel like we do a lot. Like that's the only thing.
Yeah, probably.
Or
Yeah.
spearfishing.
Yeah, I enjoy diving.
Yeah.
I
Getting sore.
yeah.
Oh, my legs. Oh. Do you
I
hear that
enjoy just-
crack? Like an old nana.
We watched a good movie the other night.
Ooh, yeah, we did.
That's fun. Sometimes it's just nice just to watch movies together.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Pickleball.
Pickleball's fun. We
Pickleball's
played a lot of pickleball before.
The only,
big in Kelowna,
the
where we
only
come
thing
from.
here is like there's no facilities to play
Pickleball.
pickleball.
And there happens to be a squash court. Like go
Yeah,
figure.
there's a random squash
I would
court.
build a pickleball court though, in
Yeah.
like in the village even. I think people here would love pickleball.
Yeah.
It'd be
And it's so
so-
easy and so fun.
Yeah, it's a very low barrier to entry kind of sport. Like whereas tennis, like you actually have to be somewhat coordinated.
Yeah.
Pickleball is really not.
No, it's easy.
Yeah.
It's low key.
Yeah.
But it's still tiring if you play hard.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's definitely, yeah. I think that's something here, like where we are in Fiji, there's no like drop-in soccer or like beer league, touch league for rugby. I say beer league because those are like the lazy, not competitive leagues.
Yeah, beer
That's
league
what
in
we
Canada
call-
is just a league where people don't have to train for.
Yeah, and if they want, they can have a beer after,
Yeah.
but you don't have to. It's one of those things where you just like randomly pick up a sport and you're like, okay, I'm gonna play baseball for 3 months, and you suck and everybody sucks, or you get on like a mediocrely good team, but it's not like hardcore competitive.
Yeah.
You don't have to train for the year.
Somebody in the live asked me, or in the questions leading up to this, because usually before the lives, we'll give you guys a chance to answer questions on our stories on Instagram or Facebook. And somebody asked me what I thought of the Sevens team last weekend and the performance. And I'm really impressed. I'm sorry, I'm just going to like answer one question from there. Is that okay?
It's fine.
Yeah.
I can't help. I can't.
You can't
chime
speak
in.
to it? Yeah. No, I think it was, I'll keep it quick. The team is, I think that's the team that we need to take to the Olympics.
Oh,
I think they can probably add in a couple, like maybe star players from the 15s team. Maybe they could add in like Rubuto Manda. And we need somebody, I think, who can, like a destroyer of worlds kind of tackler person, like a Bill Satala kind of guy, a big guy, 15s. I think we took who's this? Tuisoba. I think he went to the Olympics, right? Last Olympics. Yeah, and so I think we need somebody, yeah, like domineering, like somebody like that, super physical. But I love the team. I think they're heading in the right direction. I think that they can. This is the team that can get gold. That's my opinion. So I think Jerry was awesome. I mean, he's just came in fit. He looks ready to. We needed his leadership in there, and so I think we're heading in the right direction. Keep Jerry on the team, and I think we got all the right young players now. That's my
Comment
2 cents.
from not me.
Yeah.
Canada was being relegated from the top tier of World Rugby Sevens.
So they're taken out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I think they're gonna have to play to get back in, or they're not gonna be in it next year in the HSBC sevens. So, yeah, they kind of seen better days, but that's sports. That's rugby. I mean, and in a country like they had such a good team for a long time. Like they had like John Moonlight, and they had um
Yeah, Moonlight.
what's the Japanese half Japanese guy, the playmaker.
Oh yeah, he was
He
good.
was so good. Yeah, yeah. And then they're just rebuilding in a rebuilding phase. But Canada Rugby's also got a lot of political issues. At least they used to when I was there, because they tend to pick a lot they pick a lot from Ontario and the west coast of Canada, like Saskatchewan, Alberta, BC. There's a lot of good players, and they don't usually get selected for the Canada team. They just pretty much purely pick from their Ontario selection.
Hirayama.
Yeah, Nathan Hirayama. Yeah, yeah, he was so good. Really? But yeah.
Yeah, that was fine, but it kind of kills the vibe, hun.
What?
Like the rugby talk.
In the middle?
Well, you can't have me on here and then just talk for like 1,000 years about rugby.
Why not? Sa, no grog? No, no grog.
No, not today.
Not today.
John even bought a new grog cloth and
I
didn't
know.
even like want to break it in.
Well, I was going to tell you to pick some up.
Oh, my mom
You-
tried grog for the first time.
She didn't like it.
Oh, it was so funny, her face. She's like, oh, it was worse than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, really? Your dad had a few.
Because I like warned her that it was going to be like mud. And then she was like, oh, it was way worse than I imagined.
Really, eh? Yeah, that was at Green Fiji.
It was really funny. I was like, oh, that's hilarious. I didn't really like it either, but it's just like mud.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not like, it's not good, but it's not like, I'm not going to gag over it. Maybe I ate a little bit of mud as a kid and just got used to the taste. Too much dirt on my apple that I rolled down the hill.
That's so random. What?
What? It's what
Is
it
this a
tastes
Canadian
like.
thing?
Well, you know how like when you're a kid and like you drop like an apple or a fruit or whatever, and your parents, like after you drop it like 20 times, they're like, just eat it. Like I'm not going to wash it off
No,
anymore.
I just didn't drop my food that much.
Okay.
Why?
All the memories before you were 4, honey.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy, eh?
You dropped your
No
apple
memories
like
before
100%.
4.
Actually, your mother probably washed your apple
Yeah.
because you were in Africa or something, and she's like, nope, can't get bilharzia.
No, there wasn't bilharzia. It was cholera.
Oh, there you go. So I'd be washing that apple too.
Oh, yeah. So when I used to live in Africa, we used to wash, or my mom used to put bleach in the water and then wash all of our fruits and vegetables in bleach water. And she put a bit of bleach in our drinking water as well. So she put like a drop of bleach in, like, it was like a very tiny amount of bleach and a large amount of water.
Yeah.
Bleach.
Normal bleach.
Normal
Yeah.
bleach. You can,
Yeah.
it's in our water in like Canada, like.
It's like
small
chlorine or
amounts
like
of chlorine.
anything. Like if you put too much of it, then yeah, you're going to die. But a little bit of it apparently, because
Well, if the water's so unsanitary,
yeah. I remember there's one time when the water was
you know what? We probably need bleach in the village drinking water.
Maybe. Or
Because
chlorine.
they're never fixing our drinking water here, because they said we have to wait until they get a new water treatment plant. But that's coming in like 10
Yeah,
years?
who
Like
knows?
that's not
Who
happening.
knows? Never.
Village, go. Get a general bleach.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Such a
Yeah.
Nola.
Oh, just all die.
It's the new, what do you guys call it here? Spirit or whatever?
Spiriti.
Don't
Any
do that,
questions
guys.
on
That's
live?
death. Don't do that.
Is there any questions from people?
No, normally she washed it because John was the apple of her eye.
Yeah, no, we washed it because the water was very unsanitary And sometimes we had to go get it from I think we had to go get it from like the street, like the runoff. But there was a big
Ew.
cholera. Yeah, there's a big cholera outbreak
That is so gross.
when we were in Africa, and I remember seeing like truckloads of dead people, like their big 10-wheelers come and dump in this soccer field, and they were stacking all the bodies. Yeah, it was crazy. I remember like leaving our house, driving past this school where they used to do night school for these students, and then right beside the beach there was this 10-wheeler, and it was reversing like a dump truck, and then it just tipped up, and it was just like bodies falling out of it. They're just collecting because they had to burn the bodies because cholera, and so I was like, oh, wow, that's weird. And then there's one point where a guy died, probably of cholera, outside of our apartment building. So we lived in like a 4-story apartment building, and so our front window looked out onto the street, and then across the street there was a drain, and he died in the drain, and he was there for like a week and a half. His body was just like laying there, and just got like so bloated. And then finally, like one day his body was just gone. I think they must have come and picked him up or something. But yeah, weird. And cholera still happens. I just
Yeah.
guess it doesn't happen here.
Well, I think there's vaccinations and stuff.
Oh,
now,
okay.
Probably.
Okay. Oh, we're the face of HIV in Fiji now.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a bunch of banners in Suva.
Which I'm like, I'm totally like glad that we're on the banner. I think people should go get tested in Fiji.
Yeah.
It's just not a banner that I ever thought my face would be on. So I think
HIV
it's just a little bit funny.
spokespeople.
That I'm like, oh, okay. But it is good. Like, people need to have awareness. And, like, I think if we can put our face on a banner that says that, then other people will hopefully have less shame around that or just go get tested. So if it helps in any way, then good. Like,
I should read some of the stats that I was talking with one of the ladies who's in charge of the HIV like awareness stuff in Fiji.
Yeah, that's right.
And most of it is with us younger Itoke guys are the big problems.
So there's lots of spread right now, not just by like sexual transmission, but something that's happening for people is they're doing like home tattoos and they're using the same needle. And so this is like a spread by transferring blood. Mm-hmm. And so people are poking themselves that have HIV and then poking somebody else to do a tattoo, and probably unknown to them that they have HIV, but they're spreading it that way. So that's something. Or we've also heard that there's people that go and get tested, find out they have HIV, stop treatment, and then just pretend like they don't have it and continue their life, and then it's spreading to other people. So it is pretty rampant in Fiji, so we've been told. And it is something nowadays that can be treated and managed, so it's not actually a life and
Well,
death
yeah,
sentence.
that's the thing. But the problem is that Fiji's just very, very small. So you can get free condoms at all clinics in Fiji.
Which is good for not spreading sexual diseases, but it's also a great contraceptive.
Yeah.
And so if you are going to be having sex and you don't want to have a baby, that is something that you can use.
So she said less than 30% of people who test positive are on treatment. So of all the people on treatment, or all the people who are positive, less than 30% of them
are treated.
are getting treated.
Man.
They're required to check in monthly for testing and to get the next month's dosage of meds at one of the 3 sexual reproductive clinics in Suva, Lambasa, Lotoka. She said, but with men, there's a lot of stigma. They don't want gang to know, and they just carry on because they feel okay. Meth use and needles is also not helping. But our young Itoke men are by far the majority testing positive, and that's mainly because they need blood tests to go overseas for army or work. So that's where they're catching it. Is like when they're doing their health checks to go work overseas or get into the army. That's when they're catching.
Like, they're not
HIV.
going to get tested for themselves. They're going, and
Because
they
of
have
employment.
to do it, and then they're getting tested positive.
Exactly.
So that means that there's a huge population of men out there that have it that are not getting tested as
Yeah.
well, because they're not all going for these
We're not
forced blood
saying
tests.
this because like we want to have the HIV conversation or like because it's actually interesting. It's just, or because we're spokespeople for it. This was just interesting to me, these
Yeah.
stats, and like because like there's stats and then there's like actually Fiji specific like intricacies that are just interesting because
Well,
like
and it's wild to us because in Canada, like we had a
It's not.
huge HIV pandemic back in the day, and now it's not even like a big deal because
if you get HIV now, it's like you get like a cold or like heartburn.
well, it's
like,
definitely it's not like that,
Just takes it.
but it's also like you get treated and there's not as much stigma and it's not rampant and like the spread of it is not that crazy where it used to be out of control back in the day, and there was no treatment back in the day.
Yeah.
But now there is, so there's not as much like fuss about it. And I think one thing that really helps in Canada is the actual like medical system has privacy. So one thing I've noticed in Fiji, people don't
That's what I was about to say.
want to go into the little clinics or the hospitals here. Let's say in Tangaga, when we go in, there are 4 nurses writing down your issue, and there's probably 3 other patients in the room with you while they're talking to you about what's wrong. And then when you go to see the doctor, there's 3 doctors in the same room with 3 other patients than you. So when they're examining you, everybody hears. And so there's no like medical privacy.
Yeah.
And so if you're going in to say something embarrassing like, "Oh, I want to know if I'm pregnant," or "I need contraceptive," or "Oh, hey, do I have AIDS or HIV?" right? Then like that's public knowledge, and
Yeah.
that's going around town because you're probably related to 50% of the town, or you know 30% of the people in the area, and everybody's going to be talking about you.
Well, for sure.
Like,
because why
that's-
would you want? Because that's so humiliating.
Yeah. And even like I know young girls that have gotten pregnant and they will not go into the doctor because they don't want everybody to know.
No, that's exactly what she said here. What
What?
you're saying. Even SUVA clinics have no privacy. You walk in and every nurse can see you. No partitions.
Yeah. It's not good. Like that medical privacy gives you confidence that you can go seek medical help for the embarrassing situation that you're dealing with.
Oh, okay. This was a crazy one for me. All right. So, where is this? Oh, so she said church lady. The church is not helping it either because they don't want to talk about it. And they don't. We can say anal sex increases the most riskiest way to get HIV. I had banners. So she said they had banners of ladybugs on top of each other to be respectful. Like, so when kids could see the banners. Like,
Yeah, so
represent.
it's not like
But then they
crude.
said the church was not happy about that, so they had to take it down. And another issue is straight men having sex with gay men being very normal in villages. As long as you're giving it, you're not gay.
That's wild.
What do you have to say about that? That's
I think okay, I would say, and this is not the Fiji church specifically, but I would say in general church is so concerned about talking about sex.
so yeah.
So concerned. It doesn't matter what country you go to, it's so taboo.
I'd like to see the Methodist Church come up with like a 1 month like program sermon series on healthy sex.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to see any church do that. I've never been to a church that has done that. Have you?
Oh no, I guess not.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I've been to churches where they talk about it openly. I mean, maybe not a sermon series, but I just feel like the church just will never talk about it.
Well, it's wild to me because my parents are pastors, and this is a conversation I think I have with my mom all the time.
Well, your dad is a pastor.
Well, yeah, my dad's a pastor, but they both work in ministry. Sorry. But it's funny because I'm always talking to my mom about this, going like, why doesn't the church talk about sex? Like it's something that God gave us, and that it's beautiful within the confines of marriage, and it should be celebrated and not shamed. And typically, I'm talking to her about the structure of like women in church and how they're shamed. Their bodies are shamed. They are shamed for making men lust after them and all this stuff. Instead of being told that they're beautiful, they should honor their bodies by not giving it out, and that it's a beautiful gift, and that you're so valuable. When a man asks you for sex, you should deny them over the fact that they're asking for something very significant. Not that it's something that you should just throw away, but they're taught that like, oh, you should cover up. Oh, you're making men lust.
Okay.
You're like being a whore. You should be so conservative. Like shame, 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 shame. And then the moment they're married, they're supposed to be like really great at sex
Sexual
and like
goddess.
sex goddess. That's kind of what our topic revolves
Yeah.
around. But I always think like, well, why don't churches talk about that more? It doesn't say in the Bible that sex is a shameful thing. That's actually like our human opinion that sex is shameful because somehow you've conducted yourself in sex in a shameful way.
Right.
You know, like it has actually nothing to do with sex itself being shameful. It's sex is only shameful in a sinful manner.
Right.
And then this is the same here. People are told tambu, tambu, tambu about sex or whatever's happening in church, but they're not explained why. They're not explaining the value of it.
Right.
They're not explaining the consequences of it. They're not explaining why God would say, don't do this for now. He's not saying don't ever do it. He's saying,
Wait until marriage.
wait till marriage, right? And
Yeah.
then within the village, like, why are men having sex with other men and saying it's not gay?
Well, yeah, and I'll say this, and I'll go on the record. Even if you're the one who's giving it to the other guy, it's gay.
Which, like, wow, it is.
It's gay.
Okay, we don't have to make that face.
It's gay. Right? It's gay.
But like, okay, you look at people in general. People are sexual beings. So let's say guys are like, well, I need to fill this sexual desire, but it's not wrong to do that. It's wrong to have sex with a girl. So they're like tricking their minds in like this long,
That's
messed
a
up.
trick in your mind for sure.
Well, do you know what I mean?
I guess
They're
so.
convincing themselves that this is the least sinful way to just have sexual gratification.
I guess.
And it's leading to HIV spread. And it's sinful.
It's messed up. You're better off just to go get a lukewarm breadfruit out of the pot. Just poke a hole in it.
Oh, that's disgusting, Sean. Oh, gross. Okay. We're not going down that rabbit hole? No. Ew.
It's better than the alternative. And be like, I'm not gay.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter if you are or you're not, but like, yeah, you just need to know what is and what isn't. Like the pretense, yeah. But also, do you know what's happening? Is guys are doing that, and then they're trying to say to their friends, well, I'm not gay, because they're shamed about it. Like, they feel embarrassed about it. So they're like, well, I'm not. But they are, but they want to not be.
Yeah.
They don't want to be lumped in with that.
And I think that's also, yeah, part of the issue. Well, like not talking about sex and like not being able to like joke about it like you joke about other things.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, like I just made a joke, but it's like, it's just because like, if you can't ever talk about it or you can't actually like say anything about it, then we'll just never talk about it.
Well, and it's just sex.
It's just sex.
It's just sex. Everybody does it. Everybody wants it. Everybody enjoys it. So relax. You probably do it too. And if you
Not
don't,
me.
you're actually kind of weird if you don't want that. Like
That's
that,
true.
you're actually like the minority there. So you're the weird one if you don't think about it or want it or do it or, you know,
Yeah.
that's more weird.
I found her research or like her specific things to Fiji very interesting. I was like,
Well, I mean,
82 deaths in 2023. Anyways, we should stop talking about HIV.
yeah.
But
But it
what-
is something for you guys, maybe in your families. It's interesting how, like, families are so, they can't talk to each other about this kind of stuff. But the easiest thing to do is actually start talking to your kids about their bodies and bodies in general and people and whatever when they're young, when it's not awkward and they learn what their body parts are so they don't have shame around that. And you talk to them about life situations that happen as they mature. Obviously, there's stages and ages for that you may address certain things.
Stages and ages.
Yeah, but it makes it, you guys have an open relationship in like your conversation, good communication.
Not an open relationship.
Oh, sorry,
Like,
wrong phrase.
just, yeah.
You have good
There
communication
you go.
between you and your child, and as they mature and become an adult and they make life choices, when they have issues, they come talk to you. Because you actually can talk about that kind of stuff, because you're not shamed about it.
Yeah.
They don't feel shame because they can talk like that.
Is that research out for the public or?
No, it's not. I don't think that is.
No, that's just talking to one of the heads of the HIV campaign.
And it might be out.
I asked her for the link.
Yeah, it might be
Who's
out
that?
somewhere.
It's Gilly.
Oh, okay.
But maybe we can message and see if there
Yeah,
is
like
some
here's the
stats
thing
out
is like
publicly.
I asked this particular lady if she would just come on the podcast because she was feeding me all this great info, but then she was like, "No,
kind of avoided it.
Yeah, avoid it. It's better if you talk to somebody who's like part of the UNDP or something. I'm like, look, I'm not interested in having boring conversations where we use like slogans and like these freaking huge stupid acronyms all the time. Like I want to talk about like what's actually going on.
With someone
And,
that
like,
actually just has a basic understanding of it and isn't so political about it.
yeah, like it's just it'd be bound to be boring if I've talked to somebody who's gonna just like come with all those speaking points and stuff.
Well,
like,
if someone that, and also like if they feel like they can lose their job over this conversation because they say something
Yeah.
like slightly inappropriate, like, you
need
know,
somebody who volunteers for a program that like
that's the person you want.
yeah, like somebody who's not on the payroll for
Yeah.
this.
When you're on
thing.
the payroll, then you are very like,
Hesitant.
okay, we got to make sure I use the acronyms and the right terminology and don't like misstep here because this will be very public. We're misstepping every second here. We're going to get roasted for this probably, which is fine. But
Okay.
it's just what it is. It's an actual
Roast
conversation.
me, baby.
And like, yeah, I just won't read the bad comments. So it's just it's an opinion.
Anything?
He's like, I don't want to read these comments. Come on, they're not going to be that bad yet. I think the people right now like us. The ones in the later ones that listen to it
Yeah.
may not.
No, it's just this statistics that Wanga put out. Google. Canada, approximately 62,790 people are living with HIV. Population is 38.93 billion.
In Canada? Yeah.
17% percentage. Of over 2,000 known cases of HIV in Fiji. Population is 929,766.
Okay.
0.22 percentage.
But that's because we're not testing.
Yeah.
That's part of the issue with Fiji is we don't have the right stats. We don't have the right data because people will not go in. And that's why the banners. That's why they're doing a huge campaign that says, go get tested. And that's why we put our faces on it. Because you need to have the right stats. You need to know numbers so you can start controlling.
I don't know, probably will make a difference. And the reason I said yes, because like, well, maybe if one person sees it and decides to go
Yeah.
get it done, that'd be worth it.
And like,
Even if one person does it.
it's a photo for us.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
that's it. So why not? It's not a lot of work. It's not a lot of
We
effort.
get paid like crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I wish. We
Yeah.
do everything for free, it seems like. That one was good to do for
Yeah.
free, though.
Are the church leaders capable of addressing the issue or provide a platform for an open discussion? Get experts. People should feel safe about it.
Is the church what? Prepared?
Capable of addressing
Capable.
the issue.
Oh yeah, I think okay, sorry. I think that so the church can, I don't know, I don't think they're capable.
No.
I don't even know where you would start to
Do that? Or like work
yeah,
with
like where
someone
you
towards
start
that?
yeah, because this would be you'd have to set people up for intimate conversations like with their own spouses or with their boyfriends and girlfriends. And so just to it would not be like a call to action, it would be more like a call to planting seeds in people's minds and ideas to stir conversation in the community. And so that's why I feel like doing a podcast with somebody who's an expert in it or who can just talk openly about it is
Or
good.
that's why we're talking about it now, because even the people that are watching it today or in the future can talk about it with their family. Because you can't make change in huge leaps and bounds. Typically the change is within families and the next generation makes that change. You as a parent can help your children make that change. But typically, like the older generation or even our generation doesn't jump onto that change movement. It starts slowly. It starts with families. It starts with people like yourselves talking and not being ashamed about it. And that's why we talk about it with no shame, so we can encourage you guys to have no shame.
Yeah.
Like we can do it publicly on a live, on a podcast without like cringing too hard. Sometimes it is really cringy, but so we can give you guys confidence to go out and do that same thing. And so you guys don't have to feel like you're the only ones that would ever do that.
Yeah. And even if somebody in the medical industry listened to this or, had a feeling like to bring it up, like maybe we need to think about some partitions or something so that people have privacy. Because it seems like
Yeah.
a very simple thing to fix. Like if privacy is the reason why people aren't, because like even if I was a young guy and I was, feeling like I had symptoms of this stuff, to go into the clinic here would be very
Humiliating.
very awkward. And then to go into Lambasa, like I know people at the hospital and the clinic there, and well, it'd be different for me, I guess, because I feel like
What?
Mr. Walker's AIDS.
You would be like, okay,
Yeah.
die.
But it'd be really uncomfortable, and then like to know that there is like little to no privacy, even for people to chat about you and
Yeah.
you being like a patient, having no like privacy in
Well,
conversation. Like
and-
people just go home and be like, "Oh,
And I can
you know so and
guarantee
so's
you,
son? I saw them."
like there's no, like in Canada, you can sue your doctor for breach of confidentiality. If what you have confided in them gets past that clinic and somehow gets out into the community, you would sue the pants off of your doctor. Okay?
Well,
you could.
we
If
did
it,
shirt.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But in Fiji, like literally, I know that like things spread like wildfire through the hospital. Everybody knows
Oh,
your
yeah.
business there.
Yeah.
So you don't have privacy, even if you have partitions. Those kind of strict legal stipulations of like doctor-patient confidentiality need to be harshly enforced.
Yeah.
Like to the point where anybody that actually like messed with it would feel the absolute agony and
Oh.
destroy their lives because
sure.
of it. Because people need to fear that consequence.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like,
Definitely.
otherwise they're going to be like, whatever, you know,
Yeah.
and just go about and everybody will talk about it.
Yeah.
It's just
What do
such a
you
hard-
to kind of close off here?
Church. We're gonna eat cake and everything.
Are you guys having a
Okay.
Okay.
Have fun. They're going
Before
to
we
church.
close off, what are you looking forward to most? in
Your
the future here?
Sulus are hanging in your closet. Sorry?
What are you looking forward to most
In what?
in the future? Next week or the next month or the next year, 2 years?
Well, I don't know what I'm looking forward to. I just feel like there's lots going to be happening. Like, my parents are here next week. I'm
Looking
probably going to be
forward to
going to Canada. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be great for them to see where we live and experience the village. I think they're going to love it. I know that the bed will be probably their biggest issue. Like, it's not that comfortable, you know.
Oh, we should
and
do
they're
some-
60.
Yeah.
So, but I think, I don't know, like I'll probably be in Canada for about 2 months coming up here. And so I think that's been a little bit daunting on my mind. I'm trying to find somebody from your family, like in the settlement, that will come live with you guys for 2 months.
Is there anybody out there?
I just need someone to cook and clean for you so you can go work because
Yeah.
and watch the boys. So, because I'm gone for 2 months and last time I was away for a week, you told me you're like, all I think I'm doing is cleaning. You're
Yeah.
having a hard time working. So we need to both be able to
Because
be
I need to
productive.
stay home so that I can be productive. That's why.
Sorry,
yeah.
Eliki, your towels are on your shelf in your closet. Turn the light on and yeah.
Yeah, because I need to be able to be productive all.
What?
Well, you're gone.
What?
Last time that you
What?
went, I wasn't.
And the big jugs.
Yeah, just looking after the kids and looking after the
Yeah.
house and everything. It was just like
Ask
not
Eliki. Eliki
the
can-
way I would want to live for 2 months at a time. They'd be like full-time parent, full-time teacher.
Yeah, the
full-time-
reason I'm going back is our manager in Canada is on maternity leave. And in Canada, you can pick either to be on maternity leave for a year or 18 months.
Yeah.
And so she's picking to be on maternity leave for 18 months. And I'm like, okay, so we're trying to set up the business. The business has run without us for 5 years. And, you know, I do obviously like background stuff, but I don't run the day-to-day typically. And so I'm like, I'm kind of nervous about this change. And I've got a girl that's doing some hands-on stuff. Eventually, I'll probably train somebody in Fiji to take over the office work
Yeah.
for that position. But I kind of just need to go back and do a little bit of work on growing that business again. And then just kind of like getting back in the rhythm so I can train somebody because I haven't full-on done that business for 5 years.
So you're looking forward to this? No. I'm not looking forward to it.
I'm like half and half. Like
Yeah.
I love being in Canada for a little while. No. And then, I don't know, but being away for that. I don't think I've ever been away for that long solo without the kids. I don't even know if I've been away from you that long.
You'll be okay.
Well, I'll be lonely.
Yeah.
I'm going to just be lonely. You know what? I'm going to go stay with Don, and Don's home for a week. And then he's gone for the rest of the 2 months. I'm just going to be in this
Oh, is he really?
big house by myself. And I'm just going to be, like, obviously I have friends, but they all have jobs. So I'm going to just be working and, like,
swimming and just eating keto.
And do you know what's the worst part? Our time zones are so different. You're going to be calling me every night at like 12 at night, and this just cannot happen. You're going to be
figure
like,
it out.
hi, honey, and I'm like, I'm sleeping.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, this can be hard. My parents are like, don't do it. I'm like, well, we kind of have to. Like, we need to eat. It is what
This
it
is
is.
entrepreneur life.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Any questions?
Yeah, before we wrap up?
No? All right. Thank you guys for joining. This was our live podcast. And on the mat, Friday the 13th. Is it the 13th? It's not 13th.
No,
is
it's
it?
definitely not.
Yeah.
And this
Friday the 7th.
podcast was sponsored by Waka Media. If you guys have any business needs to get your advertising out there on social media, we can help you with that. And also for any NGOs that are trying to get more donors in the door, we can help you with that. So check out Waka Media.
walkfarms.com/media.
That's right.
Thank you guys
Sorry.
very much for joining on the live. We will catch you guys again here on Monday. We'll be here on Monday. Yes,
John
we
will be here on
I'll
Monday.
be here on Monday at 4:30.